we were having quite a lot of work done on the site. The caretaker was off ill, and I found myself doing the managing of all the workmen that were on site. And I thought, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm a trained teacher, but I'm actually doing roles that are taking me away from improving standards within the school, which is where I should be working. So there must be other people that can do these sort of jobs. And in thinking it through, I thought, yes, we do need somebody who's not a teacher, but has got the level of respect within a school to be able to make decisions, to be part of the senior management.
What this head teacher needs is someone who's traditionally been described as a bursar, but these days is more likely to be a senior business manager. Who does what exactly?
Improve efficiency in order to look at the budget that the schools had to make sure that that was being spent in the right way. And the main aim was to be able to relieve teachers of all these areas so that teachers could concentrate on what they're there for, which primarily is teaching and learning.
Sounds great, but who are all these people and how are they going to acquire the skills they need? Well, they're most likely to be people like Mandy Nunnington, and they're probably already working in schools.
I'm doing something really worthwhile for me. I'm doing something really worthwhile for school. You've kind of got more confidence, you've got more belief in yourself that what you're doing is right, and you can sort of act on things in a better way than you would have done.
Mandy feels like this because she's taken a new qualification, the CSBM, or Certificate in School Business Management. And her head teachers also noticed a change in her administrator.
Oh yes, yes, she really has developed with the confidence and the managing of other people and the assertiveness. You know, without being. It's quite a tricky one, isn't it? Getting assertiveness right. You can either sound aggressive, or it doesn't sound comfortable. So it is just managing your workload and managing other people's demands upon you. She really does seem to have grown into the ability to be able to say, yes, I will do that, but when? It's being able to say no, almost.
Yes, I've only got a delivery note.
OK.
So I'll wait a couple of days because I bet one's in the post, and if one doesn't turn up,
OK,
I'll ring them and get a copy invoice.
Thank you very much.
And then I can let you see it before I pay it.
OK, great.
All right.
OK, thanks, Mandy.
Thanks, Gina.
The CSBM is run by the National College for School Leadership.
I originally found out about this through an advert in a publication I received as a governor about bursars for your school. And I had a look at the NCL website for the course, and I just thought this is ideal for Greystones. Showed it to the head teacher and chair of governors, and they approved my application. You have to have their approval. And I was fortunate enough to get onto a course really quite quickly.
The course runs for a year and is a mixture of out-of-school workshops and online learning, as well as a final assessment task. Today, Mandy's at her first workshop, with a small group of other school staff on the course.
So, to go down the hierarchy, we've got the 2 assistant heads, Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2. We would like to put in an HLTA who has Key Stage 1 and 2 experience to start with. We'd like to put into place 2 more full-time teaching assistants. The HLTA, we would like to develop that further and maybe even have 2, 1 for each key stage, thereby hopefully giving the other TAs some motivation to develop.
One of the course leaders and Mandy's tutor is Suzanne Granger. She's a recent graduate of the CSBM herself and is now so enthusiastic about it, she's teaching others.
I was working in a primary school as a school administrator, and I thought that was it. I didn't see any, it wasn't a career. I mean, I loved it, working there, but it was a job. And if I wanted anything else, then I felt I would have to move out of education. And then this course called the CSBM comes along, and it's a funded course. I can't put into words just how much it can do for people if they want to take that route. And not only that, the impact it has upon your school as well. You're able to look at things in a completely different way. you're able to do things in a completely different way. You know, you're protecting your school budget, you're looking at the best way to spend that, you're looking at efficiency, you're looking at all support services within schools. You're a role model and you're a voice for support staff within school.
An important element of the course is known as a face-to-face. It's an opportunity for intense one-to-one tuition, as well as a forum for support and advice, because the course is demanding.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with progress.
Good,
Actually, I've
excellent.
worked really hard over the summer to keep on top of it.
Good,
Because there's so much to do.
Wonderful.
There are 3 face-to-faces, and that's when you're introduced to your tutor. You have tutorials with them, and you can discuss any problems.
So if we start with a review of the programme, if you can just talk about how you found the programme, both, I suppose, personally and professionally as well.
Right, well, personal aspect, it has taken over my life. But your advice to sort of chip away at it little and often,
Yeah.
is really useful. Yeah. And it is addictive.
From then on, you get home and they launch you onto the first modules. There are 9 modules altogether. One of them at the moment isn't compulsory, so there are 8 compulsory modules which are launched as the face-to-faces happen.
I found it very, very interesting and very, very thought-provoking.
Right.
But then you're in touch with your tutor via email, which is great because they do get back to you as quickly as can. If you've got any queries about anything, all the work is sent to them as email attachments and they can send feedback straight back to you. And the research is done online on the Learning Gateway, and the modules are launched from the Learning Gateway.
You want to sign that as well?
Okay.
And then I'll get you a copy of that and then we both know where we're going.
It is an incredibly intensive qualification. The workload is huge, but you do become addicted and you're chipping away at it bit by bit. And I tend to go home and do all my domestic jobs and then say, bye-bye everybody, I'm going, and I disappear into the study and they don't see me for 2 hours. So they've had to get used to that. They celebrated it. They said, good for you, Mum. You go on and do it. And I think actually it's been quite good for my teenage children to see that I am committed to doing some academic qualification and I'm committed to my deadlines and my targets and I'm getting the work done and I'm getting the feedback back and I'm sharing the feedback with them. Go, oh, this is great. Because when I first did it, I was very nervous. I haven't done any formal qualifications since my MVQ. And I certainly haven't done anything as intensive as this. And I thought, can I do it? Am I capable? Have I got the time? Will I know how to do it? How do you write an assignment? I haven't done this for years. And in fact, I just loved it. It's been so nice to put that sort of hat on and do something for me.
To succeed on the course, students must complete a case study. This needs to be work-based and must outline a strategy for improving your school. Mandy's chosen to research and write an induction handbook for new staff, particularly NQTs. The findings of the case study must be presented to assessors.
Okay, good morning everybody. The subject of my presentation this morning is based on my case study, which was to update the staff handbook with the inclusion of a staff induction procedure. So after discussion with my head, we decided the main objectives were to produce an updated handbook that was not only useful and relevant, but easy to amend and then reproduce and distribute. And for induction, we would lift the information out of that so it was a lot more concise and welcoming as well, because that's so important for new staff so that they can settle in as quickly as possible.
I've learnt things on the face-to-faces. We've done group exercises, we've done negotiation skills, we've done conflict resolutions and all that sort of thing. I can take the things that we've looked at and the things that we've learned and apply them in all aspects of my life. And I treat the children in a different way, because instead of having a head-to-head tussle with them about something, I can talk to them about it in a completely different way because of the things I've learnt on the CSBM course. And the same, of course, at work. You know, I can deal with a parent who's angry. I could deal with them before, but you've got another string to your bow.
How do you feel it's changed the way you perhaps work with head teachers and governors?
I'm looking forward to sharing it with the new head teacher. I think 6 months ago I would have been a little bit anxious and a little bit sort of reticent at saying, I've got this school procedure and I think it's great, but you're
in charge, you know, whereas now I'll just go, this is what we're doing. You want to go through it with me and then we can make some modifications. So I've got a lot more confidence in myself, in how I approach certainly senior management and probably governors as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
Schools historically have had all kinds of different roles within them. They have had what fits best, which is what you'd expect really. And there are lots of different job titles. You know, you'll talk to anybody and there are very, very few common job titles. What the certificate has done is to take that role, whatever your job title is, you know, and they're very common roles. There are certain things that need doing within the school admin, and most people will be doing the same kind of thing. But it gives that a professional edge. You are a professional, you know, you have a recognised qualification.
Mandy has now passed the course with flying colours. Her school has put the finances in place to appoint a school business manager. It'll be a senior position, fundamental to the smooth running of the school. And Mandy's going to be first in the queue to apply.
And even if I don't get the role of school business manager here at Greystones, it's got core skills that I can take with me to any admin job or any profession actually. There's things I can use with it.
Mandy feels there's a job to be done convincing management teams of the need for and the value of a school business manager.
At the moment, a lot of it's to do with educating head teachers and governors and authorities as to what it actually is, because I'm not sure if their perception of school business management is the one that CSBM actually is. And I think it's quite important. I mean, I may have a problem here if I get the job here, if there is a job, and then if I get it, in actually educating the people I work with, because I've worked with them for so long, in that I'm not a school administrator anymore, I'm a school business manager, and this is what I do. And it's not the same as the role of a school administrator, and it'd be sort of educating them into this is how I see an SBM compared to how they might see it.
Head teachers have been moaning long enough about their workload. So it's time to put your money where your mouth is and decide that if our workload is unreasonable, then we've got to look at ways in which it can be managed. And this is one of the ways in which I believe it can take quite a weight off the head teacher's shoulders. We are looking to see if it could possibly be self-financing. That makes it really cheap, doesn't it? You know, if somebody's actually got the time to trawl through the internet looking for different funding possibilities, then the sky's your limit.
The CSBM is a recognised qualification. It's a very worthwhile qualification, and whenever you speak to people who have completed the course, the one thing that they take away from that is confidence. Everybody feels confidence in what they've learned. Everybody learns something new. It's supporting the teaching and learning. It's making the school a more efficient place and a more cost-effective place.
If you're interested in the CSBM qualification, there's lots of background information and links on the Teachers TV website.